Carlos Sainz asserted his dominance on the second day of preseason testing at the Bahrain International Circuit, setting the fastest lap of the day while also clocking an impressive 127 laps, more than any other driver. His marathon stint behind the wheel of the Williams car spanned both the morning and afternoon sessions, demonstrating not only speed but also reliability and consistency. The day began with Lewis Hamilton leading the way for Ferrari, topping the timesheets in the morning session. As teams rotated their driver lineups for the afternoon, Red Bull and Williams opted to keep Liam Lawson and Sainz in the cockpit for the entirety of the day's running. This approach allowed both teams to maximize their data collection and provide their drivers with extended track time ahead of the final day of testing. Sainz wasted no time in getting up to speed when the afternoon session commenced at 3 p.m. local time. He was one of the first drivers to hit the track, quickly setting competitive lap times as conditions continued to evolve. Meanwhile, Lando Norris, who had dominated proceedings on Wednesday by setting the fastest lap of the opening day, took a more measured approach, emerging a little later in his McLaren. However, Sainz's session was not without its challenges. While pushing the limits of his Williams, he suffered a spin that briefly disrupted his momentum. Despite this hiccup, he recovered well and continued to chip away at his lap times, solidifying his place at the top of the leaderboard. Ferrari's Charles Leclerc also encountered some drama of his own when he had a moment on track, as light drizzle added a slight twist to the early part of the session. As the session progressed and the sun dipped below the horizon in Sakir, Sainz remained firmly in control. His best effort of 1 minute 29.348 seconds edged out Hamilton's morning benchmark by a mere 0.031 seconds. Interestingly, this was not the first time Sainz had been the standout performer on the second day of preseason testing. In 2024, while still driving for Ferrari, he had also set the pace on day 2, albeit under different circumstances. Leclerc slotted into third place, adding to Ferrari's strong showing as he continued to express optimism about the team's early performance, describing their opening day of testing as positive. George Russell finished fourth for Mercedes, reinforcing their steady progress, while his young teammate Kimi Antonelli impressed with a solid P5. Lance Stroll secured P6 for Aston Martin, showcasing the team's potential as they look to build on their competitive 2023 season. Red Bull's Liam Lawson, despite facing setbacks earlier in the day due to a water system issue with the RB21, managed to recover and finish 7th. Jack Doohan delivered a noteworthy performance for Alpine, finishing 8th, just ahead of his more experienced teammate Pierre Gasly in 9th. The top 10 was rounded out by rookie Isaac Hadjar, who had an eventful afternoon session, logging 94 laps and gaining valuable experience. His Racing Bulls teammate, Yuki Tsunoda, ended the day in P12 with his time from the morning, while Fernando Alonso slotted into P11, sandwiched between the two. Further down the order, Oscar Piastri's morning lap time placed him in P13, with McLaren teammate Norris in P14. Kick Sauber's Gabriel Bortolito and Nico Hülkenberg finished 15th and 16th, respectively, as they continued to evaluate the car's balance and performance. The Haas pairing of Esteban Ocon and Ollie Behrman occupied P17 and P18, with the American squad still keeping their cards close to their chest, focusing on long-run simulations rather than outright pace. The day's action concluded with a series of procedural checks mandated by the FIA, including a simulated formation lap and practice starts. These exercises are a crucial part of preseason preparations, allowing both teams and officials to fine-tune their protocols ahead of the season opener. As the sun set over Bahrain, teams wrapped up their data analysis and debriefs, shifting their focus to the third and final day of preseason testing. With one last opportunity to gather crucial information before the cars take to the track for the first Grand Prix of the season, Friday promises to be a pivotal day in shaping the competitive order for 2025. The bigger picture of preseason testing is beginning to take shape. While lap times should always be taken with a grain of salt, certain patterns are emerging. Ferrari's pace appears to be genuine, with both Hamilton and Leclerc consistently near the top. Williams, under James Vowell's leadership, continues to make strides, and Sainz's performance suggests they could be a dark horse this season. Red Bull's running was slightly hindered, but with Max Verstappen yet to complete his full program, their true potential remains an open question. McLaren, despite not topping the timesheets on Thursday, still appears to have a strong package, and their long-run pace will be something to monitor closely. Meanwhile, Mercedes is quietly going about their work, with Russell and Antonelli logging solid times without drawing too much attention. With just one day remaining in testing, Friday will provide the final clues before teams make their final tweaks ahead of the season opener. Will Ferrari carry their momentum into the first race? Can Red Bull reassert their dominance? Is Williams truly a contender for the upper midfield battle? These questions will soon be answered. But for now, the only certainty is that 2025 is shaping up to be an incredibly competitive season. Hello, McLaren faithfuls. Stand a chance of winning $1,000 by hitting that like button. Drop a comment below and subscribe so you never miss any McLaren and F1 updates with relaxing ASMR elements. McLaren Faithful's YouTube channel is now covered in English, German, and Spanish. Your support is what keeps this incredible community growing stronger every day. It costs you nothing to like and subscribe, but it helps the channel tremendously. Let's continue the conversation and share our passion for McLaren and F1 together. As a YouTube member, you can also discover my journey as a passionate creator navigating life with challenging disabilities. Despite the obstacles, I'm determined to follow my dreams and share my love for McLaren and F1 with the world. By becoming a YouTube member, you'll not only be supporting my dream, but you'll also gain access to exclusive content, including untold stories of legendary F1 drivers and much more. Your support can truly make a difference in my life, helping me continue to do what I love. Join McLaren Faithful's membership below and enjoy.